All right, guys, I want to do a little training about the 5 types of hunger because I think it's so important when we are following a nutrition plan and we start craving something or we start having those hungers and those times where we have trouble controlling ourselves to actually out loud name the type of hunger it is, realize, just recognize it for what it is, and then have tools to help us get through that if it's not true physical hunger and we don't truly need to eat. So I think it is really important to understand the 5 types of hunger, and why we feel them and what we can do when we feel them. So the first one is physical hunger, and that's real hunger. That is when your body is feeling super fatigued and your stomach is grumbling and feels like it's eating itself. Like, that's physical hunger, and that's when your body really needs food. We shouldn't be getting to physical hunger very often unless it's right before a meal. Like, it's time to eat and our body knows it, and so we eat. If we are getting to physical hunger, are we not eating enough at the meal before? If you're doing to be mindset, maybe you need to, if you're getting super hungry at 10 o'clock and you don't get to eat lunch till 12, maybe you need to increase your breakfast size. So look at that. And when you're tracking, write down on your tracker, 10 o'clock, I was super hungry, my stomach was grumbling, so that the next day you know, all right, I need to tweak something with my breakfast to make sure that I'm not getting that 10 o'clock physical hunger. Or maybe I just need a little healthy snack there. If you're doing the portion fix, that really pushes small meals throughout the day. So if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, you shouldn't really get to that point where you're physically really, really hungry unless it's right before you're supposed to eat. So physical hunger, when you feel physical hunger, you should eat. You should drink 16 ounces of water, and you should eat. I try to encourage starting with veggies first. That's not always our first go-to when we're physically hungry, but if you're actually hungry, you'd be willing to eat the veggies, right? I tell myself that. Jen, are you really physically hungry? Because if you are and you're not willing to eat these veggies, I'm going to say you're not really hungry. So physical hunger, it's okay to eat healthy when you do have true physical hunger, and look at why you're physically hungry right then. Is it time to eat, or do you need to tweak things throughout the day? Second type of hunger is sense hunger. This is the one that gets me, you guys. This is my biggest struggle. So sense hunger is when you see something or smell something, or hear about something, one of your senses tells you you're hungry for it. So if someone were to bring a pizza in and you smelled it, oh my gosh, you're gonna be hungry for that pizza, right? If someone brings cookies in and you see them, oh my gosh, all of a sudden you're hungry. Or someone at work is talking about going and getting nachos, all of a sudden you are craving nachos and you need those nachos, right? Because you heard about them, or you smelled something, or you saw something. Things to ask yourself. I always have to ask myself, like, if I smell really good pizza, right? Was I hungry before I smelled the pizza? Was I hungry before I saw the cookies, or before they started talking about nachos? Was I craving nachos? Like, ask yourself that, and then you're like, nope, I wasn't. That is just sense hunger. The only reason my body is telling me I need this right now is because I smell it. It's not because I'm actually physically hungry for that. I can drink my water, I can walk away from the smell, I can go eat my lunch, and then decide, do I want to treat myself with that? So that's sense hunger. That's a tough one for me. Sleep deprived hunger. This is a hard one. When you don't get enough sleep, like less than 7 hours, the hormones in your body are literally different. So the one that tells you you're full is depleted, and the one that tells you you're hungry and need more energy is elevated. So your hormones are going to tell you you're hungry whether your body physically needs food or not. It feels like you do because your hormones are out of whack when you don't get enough sleep. And the one that's telling you you're hungry is telling you you're hungry. That hormone is telling you you're hungry because you're lacking energy, right? Because you didn't get enough sleep. And in our brains, our bodies are like, well, carbs are sustained energy, so I'm really craving a bunch of carbs. I don't know if you guys notice that when you don't get enough sleep and you're tired, do you crave and want to eat a bunch of carbs? Because your body's like, we need more energy. Carbs give us energy. When in reality, that's not what your body needs. Your body needs more sleep. So just be aware of that. It's a hard one because we can't always increase our sleep. We'd all like to, right? We'd all like to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and I highly encourage you to try that, because your weight loss, your health will be much quicker and much better if you're getting more sleep. Like, it really does affect your weight loss. But that's not always the case. If we have kids waking us up at night, or we work weird hours, it's not always the case. But just being aware, the reason I'm craving carbs right now is not because I need them, is not because I'm hungry, it's because my body's tired. Could I lay down and take a nap? Could I just drink a bunch of water and get some veggies in and add some things into my body that's actually going to fuel me and energize me instead of filling up with a bunch of carbs, which in reality is probably going to make me feel more lethargic. So just be aware so you can name that hunger, and that's going to help you better control all the things you're going to put into your mouth because of that hunger. Another one is mindset hunger. And this is one where things we've been taught all these years are in our head and we have a hard time letting them go. So I worked out, that means I should eat more. I should have a bigger meal for dinner because I worked out. My body needs more calories. Not necessarily. That's just in our head. We just make that up. We don't know. I mean, we don't know that that's what our body needs just because we worked out. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Calorie counting. It's hard to kind of sometimes get away from that and not want to constantly look at the calories on things. Different things that you've been taught that's kind of up here but isn't what the nutrition plan you're following, either the Portion Fix or the 2B Mindset, says to do. It's hard to sometimes let go. I remember when Allie was doing the 2B Mindset test group with Alana, and she was breastfeeding, and she'd follow the program, she'd do her tracker, and she'd say, but Alana, how am I gonna get my extra 500 calories in? And I was like, don't worry about it. She's like, track, listen to your body, track it and see what happens. And she's like, but I know, but I need to get 500 extra calories in. I'm breastfeeding. And Alana's like, no, you don't have to calculate 500. You don't know that your body needs 500 extra calories. Are you feeling satisfied and full? Do you have energy? Is your baby growing and pooping and peeing? Yes. So finally, Allie it took her a while. Alana had to tell her so many times. Finally, she was able to let go of that. I need to eat 500 extra calories. Let go of that and just focus on the nutrition plan and how she was feeling and tracking and seeing how her baby was doing. And her baby was super chubby without adding in 500 extra calories. So we have these mindset things that we've been taught that sometimes it's hard to let go of. So just be aware of that. And then emotional hunger. You guys, this one you'll have your whole life, and it'll take constant work. It's not like you're just gonna fix it overnight. It's something you just have to be aware of and constantly work on. Ways that we can work on emotional hunger is asking ourselves, is eating going to make this emotion better? So my kids are being crazy. I'm so stressed out. I just yell at them. I just want to eat a bowl of ice cream. Is eating that ice cream going to make my kids behave better? No. Is it going to make me feel better for yelling at them? No. So asking ourselves that and just having a reality check with ourselves, even though it's hard, is important to do. If some really sad stuff's going on in your life, is eating going to change the sad things? No. What can we do differently instead of eating to help with that emotion? What things might actually make us feel better? Could we do some prayer and devotional time? Could we take a warm bath or take a walk outside and just get some fresh air? At night, if we're bored and we're bored eating while we're watching a show, that's what I used to always do. What could we do instead? That eating at night, that bored eating and snacking is probably gonna make me feel like crap the next day. What's gonna make me feel good the next day? Well, if I'm watching a show and I paint my nails, which always look horrible, I'm gonna wake up being like, oh yeah, I've got nice nails. Or if I relax in the bath or read a book, that's gonna make me feel better. So think of things that you can replace the eating with that's actually going to make you feel better. Maybe it's reading a mindset book or listening to a podcast or moving a little bit, getting some exercise, that kind of thing. If it's in the evening and you're just so used to eating and snacking in the evening, for a while when I first started nutrition plans, I had to go to bed earlier to keep myself from eating. Now I've gotten a lot better at it in the evening. So that's emotional eating, emotional hunger, and that can be a hard one to break, but just constantly working on it and talking to yourself, why am I wanting to eat this? What emotion is making me wanting to eat this? What can I do to help get me through this emotion, this hard time or this bored time or the stress time that's gonna make me feel better? Because eating's not going to do it. I hope that helps. Just name them. So every time you feel hungry, just think in your head, what kind of hunger is this? Name it, and then use the tools to help overcome it if it's not true physical hunger, and get in the habit of that. Get in the habit of naming your hunger. You can even write it in your trackers, because that's just going to help you be more aware of why you're eating what you're eating and learn how you can get past those hungers that aren't really truly physical hunger. So hope that helps, and hope you guys have a good day.